Good day, guys. Welcome to this platform. The course is Principles of Microeconomics. Our topic of discussion is Factors of Production under the theory of production. So, we want to look at the factors of production. We all know that the theory of production involves the combination of inputs with level of technology to derive a stated level of output. Alright, inputs are combined with the level of technology available to get a desirable output level of a firm. That's what called the theory of production. And the theory of production involves production process. And what is production? It is the creation of transformation of raw materials into finished goods in order to satisfy human wants, or creation of utility, which means production is not completed until goods produced get to the final consumers. So in a nutshell, the reason for production is for consumption. So without consumption, production is not completed. So there are stages that make production possible. It has to involve division of labor, specialization, and exchange. Without division of labor, specialization, and exchange, production is not completed, especially large-scale production. Alright, now back to the discussion, which is factors of production. So we want to look at the factors of production. We are going to look at the definition, the types of factors. We are going to look at their features and the rewards to all these factors of production, one after the other. Now, what is a factor of production? Factors of production refers to inputs used in production process. Inputs used in production process. So in economics, when we mention inputs, we are referring to the factors of production. So the inputs used in production process, they are the factors of production. Alright? And what are they? They are land, labor, capital, and what? And entrepreneur. So these are the four factors of production that we have. So let's look at them one after the other. Number one, we have land as a factor of production. Number one, land as a factor of production. What is land as a factor of production? Land consists of all natural endowments available for production process. It consists of all natural endowments available for production process. So what you all call free gift of nature. Alright? So land is the available space used in production process. So land is an important factor of production because production cannot be done in the thin air. There has to be a particular location where production will be taking place. So that place is what we call land. And the reward for land, what we use to compensate land as a factor of production, is rent or royalty. Alright, so we pay rents, alright, on land. If you are using land for accommodation or business purposes, you have to pay rent. Now, if you are extracting raw materials from land, you pay what you call what? Royalties. So rent or royalties are ways of compensating land as a factor of production, what you all know as a reward to the factor of production. What are the characteristics? What are the characteristics or features of land as a factor of production? The unique one is that it is immobile. Land is immobile. You cannot move land from one place to another. It is fixed. You can't move it. The another thing you need to know is that it is fixed in supply. Land is fixed in supply. Okay? Land is fixed in supply. What we are trying to say is that in production process, as we increase output, land is fixed. It's constant. Does not change as output change. That's what I mean by it is fixed in supply. Another thing you need to know about land is that it is heterogeneous in nature. Land is heterogeneous in nature. What do you mean by heterogeneous in nature is that land differs in the quality. So some lands have natural resources while some do not. Some are rocky, some are muddy, some are sandy, and all kinds. So they are not the same in nature in terms of quality. Another thing you need to know about it has no cost of production. What we mean by it has no cost of production means that is to say it is a free gift of nature. So land is a free gift of nature, which means the first person that occupies that particular position never paid for it, right? Because it consists of all natural endowments. Okay. Another thing you need to know, it appreciates in value. Land usually appreciates in value. That's why you see one of the best investments is to invest in real estate, buying of land, properties, building and all that. So it usually appreciates in value. Then another thing you need to know that it is subject to the law of diminishing returns. When variable factors are added to it. So land is subject to the law of diminishing returns. It's subject to the law of diminishing returns when variable factors are added to. So if you add other variable factors on land, the output will increase at a reducing rate, which has to do with the law of diminishing returns. So these are the features of land as a factor of production. So the next is labor. The next, which is number 2, is labor as a factor of production. Labor as a factor of production. Labor as a factor of production. So what is labor? Labor is the mental and physical effort exerted in production process. So the mental and physical effort used in production process is what refers to as what? As labor. Okay? So it is rewarded with wage or salary. So we use wage or salary to compensate labor as a factor of production. Right? Now the question comes, what's different between wage and salary? Wage is an amount usually paid to casual workers, those that will be laid off in a short while. And wage is usually paid hourly, daily or weekly. So if someone is working and person receive an amount hourly, daily or weekly, that person is receiving wage. And usually paid to those who will be laid off in a short while, which means after the completion of a particular job, maybe hourly job or daily job, their services will not be needed. So those people, what laborers, will be compensated with what we call wage. Now salary is an amount usually paid to professionals or those who are in full employment. Alright, that's what we place. Salary usually paid by monthly from 2 weeks and above. That's what refers to salary. So there's difference between wage and salary. Okay, now we have types of labor. Types of labor. What are the types of labor? Number 1, we have called skilled labor. Skilled labor. The word skilled labor. Skilled labor consists of workers that are highly educated. When we say workers that are highly educated, workers with formal education. And in Nigeria, if you use Nigeria as a case study, formal education means you have a tertiary, you have a degree from the tertiary institution, which has to do with your colleges of education, your polytechnics, your universities. So which means if you have a degree from any of such, you have a formal education. So anyone who is highly educated, that person is said to be skilled labor. Who are the examples of these people? Examples are your teachers, your lawyers, your engineers, your accountants, your doctors, and etc. All these people, they are highly educated. The next is what? Semi-skilled labor. Semi-skilled labor consists of workers that have low level of education. Workers with low level of education, which means the little education they have is an informal education, which could be in form of vocational training and all that. So an example of these people are your tailors, all right, and your for organizers, your mechanics, the mechanics. All these people, they have low level of education. Okay, then the last we have the unskilled labor. Unskilled labor consists of workers with little or no education. Any worker that have little or no education, such a worker is said to be unskilled. Their little education may be on how to read and write. All right, so that's what they call, but they don't have a particular skill or a particular degree. In that case, they are said to be unskilled. Example of these people are gatemen, messengers. Okay, we have gardeners, etc. The example. So these are unskilled labor. Now, what are the characteristics of labor? What are the characteristics of labor? Number one, it is mobile. Unlike land, labor can move from one place to another. Another thing you need to know about labor is that it is not fixed in supply. It is not fixed in supply means you can increase quantity of labor, you can reduce quantity of labor. That's why I see that some people say, they've sacked some workers. Oh, we are in need of more workers, which means you can increase the quantity of labor, you can reduce quantity of labor. Alright, it is rewarded with wage or salary. So labor is rewarded with wage or salary, which said at the end of it involves human. So labor has to involve human being. Even if you have a robot, it is manned by human being. Alright? Then it has feelings. Because it involves human being, it has feelings. Alright, so these are the characteristics of labor. Let's look at the third one, which is capital. Capital as a factor of production. Now, what is capital? Capital is the wealth set aside for further production of more wealth. So any wealth set aside to create more wealth is said to be capital. And capital is compensated with interest. So the reward for capital is interest. We have types of capital. Types of capital. Number one is what we call fixed capital. Fixed capital consists of equipment used in production process. Any equipment used in production process is referred to as what? Fixed capital. An example of those equipment are your plants and machinery, okay, your office equipment, motor vehicle, motor van, furniture and fittings, etc. So these are your fixed capital. Let's look at the other aspects. The next is social capital. Social capital consists of infrastructural facilities provided by the government to aid production process. So all infrastructural facilities provided by government to aid production process, or what you know as basic amenities provided by government to aid production process, they are your social capital. An example of these are the good roads you enjoy, all right, the pipe borne water, okay, we have power from national grid, this is talking about the electricity, you get, all right, your quality healthcare, alright, etc. So all these are social capital. They are infrastructural facilities aimed at improving production processes. Alright, number next is circulating capital. Circulating capital. So circulating capital refers to items used up in production process. Any item used up in production process to produce a commodity, all right, it is said to be circulating capital. An example of those items are your raw materials, they are used up in production process, your fuel, your gas, etc. So any items that is being transformed into another form during production process are said to be circulating capital. We have current capital. Current capital refers to the amount of money used in day-to-day production process. The amount of money used for day-to-day production process is what we call current capital. An example of this is your cash in hand. It's either there's cash at hand to buy or you have it at the bank, cash at bank. So amount of money used for day-to-day production process of an organization is what we call current capital. So when we talk about types of capital, we are referring to 4: fixed capital, social capital, circulating capital, and current capital. Let's look at the last factor of production, which is the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur. Number 4, we have the entrepreneur. Alright, this is the most important factor of production. The entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is a factor of production that controls and combines all factors of production together in order to achieve results. So an entrepreneur combines all factors of production in order to achieve results. So the reward of an entrepreneur is either profits or loss. So an entrepreneur makes profits or loss. Okay, that's the reward for an entrepreneur. What are the functions? What are the functions of an entrepreneur? The functions are: number one, controls and combines the factors of production. So an entrepreneur controls and combines factors of production by selecting the required number of people to work with, labor, by raising the required amount of capital needed in production process, capital, and the place that will be suitable for production process, which is land. It will be decided by what? By the entrepreneur. So another one is that he bears risk for the business. So an entrepreneur bears the risk for the business, because for the risk he or she will get profit. Number next, takes decision on behalf of the factors of production. Because an entrepreneur controls all factors, so he's the one that takes decision on behalf of all the factors of production. Number next, he raises the initial capital of a business organization. So an entrepreneur raises the initial capital of a business organization. So these are the functions of what? Of an entrepreneur as a factor of production. So under factors of production, we have the land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. And all these factors of production, they are referred to as inputs. So in economics, when we say inputs, we are referring to the factors of production, which are the land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. So if you don't call input factors of production, factors of production can also be called productive resources. Productive resources. So factors of production can be called input or productive resources. Thank you. God bless.